In the video today, we're going over camera tips and tricks to help you take better pictures and have more fun in the camera. Let's go ahead and get started. So first and foremost, the camera icon on most of your phones, you're going to see it in the bottom right corner. If you don't see the camera at the bottom, you can always swipe up and you'll see the camera in your app section. But you can also use what is called the quick launch camera feature by simply tapping on the power button 2 times. This will automatically launch the camera no matter if your phone is off or if your phone is off and simply on a different app. Double tapping that power button takes you right to the camera. So that's our first tip right there, is double tapping the power button to get to the camera. Now, switching between your camera modes is very easy. At the bottom of the screen, you'll have these little titles, so video, photo, portrait, and more. There's a few different ways to switch through these menus. You're going to either swipe on the screen, so I can swipe to the right, and it's moving over one setting, so I was on video, now I'm on photo. If I swipe to the right again, now I'm on portrait. Now aside from swiping left and right on the screen, you can also simply just tap on the different menu options you see, so portrait, photo, video, and more. This is how you jump between the different camera settings. When you go to more, it takes you to a list of some of the additional camera settings that are not used as frequently, but are there. So your food mode for those nice beautiful shots of your food, macro mode for when you want to take a nice up close picture of a flower and get that detail, hyperlapse, slow motion, night mode. You can also tap on the plus in the bottom right corner, and this will allow you to select or add one of these camera settings right to your shortcuts at the bottom here. So I'm going to tap on the night mode, or excuse me, I'm going to hold down on it and just drag it down, and now I'll have it as a shortcut at the bottom of the screen. And you know what? I take a lot of pictures of my food because I love to capture when I get something yummy. So I'm going to hold down on food mode and drag that down as well. And now I'm going to hit save. So when I swipe through, those options will show up next to photo and next to video. All right. Now, here's our next tip. When you're taking a video, obviously you should see the red dot in the center of the shutter button, and that's how you'll know that you're on the video mode. I'm going to start my video, and guess what? While I'm taking the video, I can simply tap on this circle in the bottom left corner to snap pictures while I'm recording video. So that way something cool might be happening and you might say, oh, I want to get a picture of that. No problem. Simply tap on that little button and that will snap a picture of it while it's recording video. And this is our next tip. In the upper right corner, you will see the flash button and it has a slash over it. Now, if we tap on that button here, it will actually turn the light on and give you some additional light for your video. You might be filming an area that's very dark. And so this way you can manually turn on the flash and use it as a flashlight to help enhance the light in your video. Let's tap it again to turn it off. And I'm finished recording. I'm just going to tap the stop button here. You can also pause the video as well. Maybe you're trying to record something like a tutorial and you want to pause in between, but you want it all to save as one video file. That's when you would use the pause function instead of just stopping the video and restarting a new video. So I'm going to go ahead and stop it now. And so those are just a couple of our first few tips. If you found those helpful, make sure you bump that like button down below. It helps the video get shared out to more people. And let's go ahead and keep going. Now, at the top of your screen, I want to walk you through some of the options you see here. We have the flash button right here. Now, again, right now it has a slash over it, which means that the flash is turned off. It's not going to use it. Now, if I tap it again, you'll see it gives me some options. Automatic flash or flash always on. So this is how you change between those different settings. Flash automatic, which means that the phone will decide when it needs flash. And the one on the left is flash off and it has a little slash. It'll never use the flash. It'll try to use the camera settings to get you the best picture possible. Now, the next option here is going to be the ratio button. Now, this is important depending on what you're going to use the photo for. So, for example, if I'm taking a picture and I want to put it on Instagram stories or Facebook stories, and I want a nice long vertical video or picture, I want to be in that 9:16 ratio. But if I'm taking a picture and I want it to be just a square, like for Instagram, I can tap on the 1:1 ratio and it's going to be a nice even square. And then you also have full screen. Now this is a better setting when you're trying to take a long form video. In that case, you'll hold it this way. All right. I normally by default will keep mine on the 1:1 setting, and then I'll adjust it depending on what I'm going to use the picture video for. Here you have filters, and you can add different filters to the picture before you take it. You also can add these filters after you take the picture. So I don't tend to use this very often, but if you're trying to capture a very specific shot or just have fun with your picture, then go ahead and play around with these filters here. Okay, now here you'll have the zoom button, and you'll have an option for a 0.5 zoom, which is great for like a wide shot. If you're trying to take a group picture, you'll want to use that 0.5. The 1 is just the standard setting, and then the 2 is for a more up-close shot. You can also pinch with your fingers. So just right here, take my fingers, and I'm just going to, if I pinch in, it's going to zoom out. And if I do the other way, if I pinch out, it's going to zoom in. So you might be trying to get really close for detail. Don't try to get too close, because this phone is not going to be the best for getting super close. But again, pinching and doing the opposite of the pinch, that's how you kind of zoom in and out before you take the shot. Okay. Next, let's go over to upper left corner. Let's go to the settings. And there are some things you'll want to turn on. These settings will kind of enhance your picture taking and make it easier for you. So one, I would say turn on grid lines. What are grid lines? Well, they give you, it's going to be a little hard to see, but they give you basically like a tic-tac-toe, like pound sign over the picture, and it kind of helps you to see how lined up your photo is. It's going to be hard to see just because of, oh, here you go. Maybe this, let's see, this angle kind of shows it, but you see the kind of tic-tac-toe that's across the screen. Those lines are going to help you line up your photo better to get hopefully a nice centered picture. Now also you'll want to turn on location tags, and this is a really cool feature because it will save pictures depending on, or it'll save them based on where you've taken them. So maybe you've gone on different vacations, and if your location tags are on, it'll actually kind of group your photos together by location, and it'll basically make its own little folders for you and make it easier for you to keep your photos organized. So that's kind of what location tags will do. Now, let's move on to our next feature. So I want to show you how to take better pictures. Now, your phone by default is already going to take really good pictures, but there are things you can do to get a better picture, and that's what I want to show you. So let's take this shot right here. I have a lot of different things in the shot. There's a Rubik's Cube in the corner. I have this plant. I have this screen here. And so the camera doesn't really know what the focal point of the picture is. And so therefore the lighting is not going to be, it may not be how you want it, because it's not clear what the camera should be focused on. Now the way you tell your phone, or you tell the camera to, hey, this is the most important part of the picture, you want to tap. So if I tap on this section here, it's now going to focus in this section, and it's going to adjust the lighting based on where I'm tapping. And a cool thing with this is if you tap a section that's dark, it will automatically brighten up the picture. And if you tap a section of the photo that's very light, then it will darken the picture. It'll adjust based on whatever you tell it is most important. Now when you tap, a little sun is going to show up on the screen as well, and then when the sun is there, you can drag left and right, and then you can control the brightness. And forgive me for being over to the corner. That was just where the best example was to show off that feature, but I can do it right here too. So I'm going to tap on the speaker here. You'll see that little sun at the bottom, and if I put my finger on the sun and just drag left, now I'm lowering the brightness. And if I bring my finger to the right, I'm just dragging it, now it's going to get brighter. So you can really control and manipulate the photo based upon what you're trying to create. The easiest thing to do is simply just tap. Now watch this. If I tap on this Rubik's Cube, let's see, and then I'm just going to bring it down a little bit. It makes it easy to focus here. Now if I tap over here, you see how the brightness pops up. So where you tap is you telling the phone, hey, this is the most important area, so please focus here and adjust the brightness accordingly. That's how you get the best pictures. It's just simply just tapping and saying, hey, focus here. And the very last thing I want to show you is how to use this feature that's called the portrait feature. Now the portrait feature, a lot of people just don't use it because they don't know what it means and they just assume it's something that is too advanced for them. It's actually one of the easiest settings to use to create really high quality pictures. Let me show you what I mean by that. So with the portrait setting, you point the camera at a specific object and it uses an algorithm to basically focus on that one item and blur out the background. So I'm going to snap this picture right now. It's going to make the Rubik's Cube clear, and the rest of the background is going to be blurred out. So watch this. I'm going to go and look at the picture, and as I zoom in, the Rubik's Cube is super clear and I can see the details in the cube, but everything in the background is blurry. See that? The watch is blurry, the ground here is blurry. So this is a great setting to use when you're trying to take a picture of someone or multiple people. Not too many. I would say no more than 3 or 4 people will this work the best for. It will focus in on the people and it'll make the background blurry, and it gives it a really nice professional effect, and it's all just built into the software. So that is the portrait mode. There's a bunch of other settings in the camera. There's the fun mode. If you swipe all the way to the right, go to more. Again, you have that panoramic feature. You have that macro for those nice close-up shots, and a slow motion feature. So I'm not going to go over those today. I just wanted to go over the basic things and the important tips that I think would be the best for you guys to know to get the best pictures. Let me add one last thing. So we're on the photo setting here, and when you're on photo, you'll see this little clock, and that's how you turn on the timer. So if I tap on that, I have a 2-second timer, 5-second timer, and 10-second timer. So those are the 3 options you'll have to take a delayed picture as well. Oh yeah, that's right. So I keep forgetting there's all these little things. Now, if you are on the rear camera, so right now the phone is focused on the rear camera, right? If you want to switch to the front camera, you can tap on this button here and it'll do it quickly. Or you can simply just swipe up on the screen and it'll automatically flip the camera for you. Swipe up again and it flips back. So that's super easy to just jump from the rear camera to the front camera. Now, if you found any of those helpful, make sure you stop and bump that like button down below. One last pro tip I just want to add, and this is more of a general tip, but if you plan on taking a lot of pictures or a lot of videos, you'll want to upgrade your memory card because pictures and videos take up a lot of storage, and you'll look up and all your storage will be gone. So I will have some memory card options in the shopping cart down below, and you should see a little shopping cart in the corner here as well. Pick up a memory card so you can basically have a lot of extra storage and not have to worry about filling up your phone with pictures too fast. The average person transfers a few gigs of photos from their old phone to their new phone, so you probably already have a considerable amount of space taken up with the old pictures you added, and now you're going to be taking new pictures and new videos, so make sure you get a quality memory card to fill up to have all that extra space. Thanks again for watching, guys. If you're not already a subscriber, hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for more videos. Take care, and as always, have a good one.